Maserati, the name alone conjures up images of Italian flair and automotive passion. It's a brand that has always stood for more than just cars. It represents a lifestyle, a dream, and an aspiration. For over a century, this brand has been synonymous with performance, luxury, and a certain kind of effortless cool. From the early days of the Tipo 26 to the modern marvels like the Quattroporte and Levante, Maserati has always been at the forefront of automotive excellence. From the roaring exhaust notes of their racing heritage, which echo the brand's relentless pursuit of speed and precision, to the sleek lines of their Grand Tourers, Maserati has always been a cut above. Their designs are not just about aesthetics, they are about creating an emotional connection with the driver. They built a legacy on speed, style, and that undeniable Italian swagger. Each model tells a story of innovation, passion, and a relentless drive to be the best. Their cars weren't just machines, they were statements. Statements of power, elegance, and a unique blend of tradition and modernity. But lately that statement has been more of a whimper than a roar. The brand that once dominated the luxury car market now seems to be struggling to find its place. The luxury car market is a tough game. It's a battleground where only the strongest and most innovative survive. It's a world where heritage alone isn't enough. You need to constantly push the boundaries of technology, design, and performance. You need to constantly innovate, adapt, and most importantly, deliver a product that justifies the hefty price tag. Customers today expect nothing less than perfection, and right now Maserati seems to be struggling to keep up. The competition is fierce and the stakes have never been higher. The question is, can they recapture that magic? Can they reignite the passion and excitement that once defined the brand? Can they remind the world why the trident emblem still commands respect? It's a symbol that has stood the test of time, but can it continue to do so in the future? Or are they destined to fade into the background of automotive history? Will they become just another name in the annals of car brands that couldn't keep up? Buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the world of Maserati and find out. We'll explore their past, present, and future to see if they can once again become the epitome of luxury and performance. Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? The first 6 months of this year haven't been kind to Maserati. Sales have taken a nosedive, plummeting by a staggering insert-specific percentage here. That's not a dip, that's a full-blown plunge into the abyss. Now, I've driven my fair share of Maseratis, and let me tell you, they're fantastic cars. So why aren't people buying them? Well, the market has become more cutthroat than ever. Competition in the luxury segment is fierce, with new players and established giants all vying for a slice of the pie. And it's not just about having a fancy badge on the hood anymore. Consumers are demanding more cutting-edge technology, fuel efficiency, yes, even in supercars, and a driving experience that sets their souls on fire. Maserati, it seems, has fallen behind in this ever-evolving race. It's not just the sales figures that are cause for concern. The financial statements tell a similarly grim story. Maserati is bleeding money with a negative operating margin that would make even a used car salesman wince. Now, I'm no accountant, but even I can tell you that's not a recipe for long-term success. It's clear that something needs to change, and fast. The folks over at Stellantis, Maserati's parent company, are starting to get a bit twitchy, and understandably so. Their CFO has even hinted at a potential re-evaluation of Maserati's place within the group. Now, that's corporate speak for shape up or ship out, and believe me, nobody wants to be on the receiving end of that conversation. So what's gone wrong? It's not just one thing, it's a whole cocktail of challenges that have come together to create a perfect storm for Maserati. First, there's the issue of brand perception. Maserati used to be the epitome of exclusivity, a brand that evoked passion and prestige, but they've lost some of that luster in recent years. They've tried to appeal to a wider audience, which is fine, but in doing so, they've diluted the very essence of what made them special. The unique charm that once set them apart is now harder to find. Then there's the product line itself. Don't get me wrong, they're still making some beautiful cars. The design language is still elegant and the craftsmanship is top-notch, but they haven't quite kept pace with the competition in terms of technology and innovation. The interiors, while luxurious, often lack the cutting-edge features that buyers now expect. Some of their models feel a bit dated, especially when compared to the Germans, who are constantly pushing the envelope with new tech and performance enhancements. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, the rise of SUVs. Like it or not, these behemoths are dominating the market, and Maserati has been slow to react. The SUV craze shows no signs of slowing down. Their Levante SUV is a decent effort, but it's not enough to turn the tide. It lacks the wow factor that could make it a game changer in such a competitive segment. Okay, enough with the doom and gloom. It's time to focus on the path forward. It's not all bad news for Maserati. Despite the challenges, there are plenty of reasons to be optimistic. They have a rich history, a loyal, albeit shrinking fan base, and most importantly, the potential to bounce back. Their legacy is one of innovation and excellence, but it's going to take a monumental effort, a clear vision, and a hefty dose of that Italian magic. They need to harness their heritage while looking boldly into the future. First and foremost, they need to rediscover their identity. What makes Maserati unique in a crowded market? What does it mean to be a Maserati in the 21st century? This is a question that needs a compelling answer. They need to define their target audience and build cars that cater to their desires. Understanding the modern consumer is key. Next, they need to up their game in the technology department. Innovation should be at the heart of their strategy. Electrification is the future, whether we like it or not. Maserati must lead, not follow, in this new era. Maserati needs to embrace hybrid and electric powertrains without sacrificing the performance and driving experience that they are known for. This balance is crucial. And finally, they need to get their marketing act together. A strong brand presence is essential. They need to tell their story, highlight their heritage, and remind the world why Maserati deserves to be mentioned in the same breath as Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Aston Martin. Their legacy is their strength, and their future can be just as bright. Maserati isn't the first luxury brand to face an uphill battle, and they certainly won't be the last. Just look at what Jaguar Land Rover has achieved. They were on the ropes a few years ago, but they've managed to turn things around with a renewed focus on design, technology, and crucially, SUVs. Then there's Volvo. Once known for their boxy but safe cars, they've completely reinvented themselves as a purveyor of stylish, technologically advanced vehicles. They've embraced electrification wholeheartedly and are now considered a leader in the field. These brands prove that it's possible to overcome adversity and emerge stronger than ever. Maserati can learn from their successes and avoid their mistakes. It's all about adaptation, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. The clock is ticking for Maserati. The next few years will be crucial in determining whether they can reclaim their place among the automotive elite or become another cautionary tale of a once great brand that lost its way. The pressure is on, and all eyes are on Stellantis. Will they give Maserati the time and resources it needs to turn things around? Or will they decide to cut their losses and focus on their more profitable brands? It's a tough call. On the one hand, Maserati has the potential to be a major player in the luxury market. They have the heritage, the pedigree, and let's be honest, the bloody good looks. But on the other hand, they are a risky investment. Turning the brand around will require a significant financial commitment and a lot of hard work. Ultimately, the decision rests with Stellantis. They hold the fate of the trident in their hands. Let's hope they make the right call. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Maserati's brand perception, it's become a bit, shall we say, diluted. They've tried to appeal to everyone, and in doing so, they've ended up appealing to no one in particular. They need to go back to their roots. Exclusivity, performance, Italian craftsmanship. They need to build cars that make people stop and stare, cars that evoke emotion, cars that scream, "I've made it." And they need to stop churning out SUVs. Yes, the market demands them, but Maserati shouldn't be chasing trends, they should be setting them. They need to focus on what they do best, stunning sports cars and elegant grand tourers. Now, don't for a second think I've written Maserati off. They've got something their rivals can only dream of: soul. Their cars have a certain character, a certain flair that's hard to define, but impossible to ignore. They need to tap into that, to amplify it, to make it the cornerstone of their brand identity. They need to stop trying to be German and start being unapologetically Italian. Think about it. Ferrari has its Formula One pedigree, Lamborghini has its outlandish designs, and what does Maserati have? They have passion, they have heritage, and they have that intangible Italian cool. They need to own it. So here we are at a crossroads. Stellantis has a decision to make. Do they double down on Maserati, inject the brand with much-needed cash, and give them the freedom to rediscover their mojo, or do they pull the plug and relegate the Trident to the annals of automotive history? It's a tough call, but I, for one, hope they see the potential. The world needs Maserati. We need their passion, their style, and their unique brand of automotive theatre. The ball is in your court, Stellantis.